Hello guys. How are you doing? How was your day today? How's your day going? Yeah, this is my prediction for the launch day of POSX and POSChain. This prediction is what I am thinking or what I feel will happen or how I think things will play out on the day that POSChain and POSX will be launched. And I think let's check the launch date again. The launch date is going to be around February 25th, like you can see here. So at the moment, for the sacrifice of PulseX, which is the DEX on Pulse Chain, over 950 million US, over 950 million worth USD worth of cryptos has been sacrificed. X 500 and something. If we go to POSX lead, this is POSChain, okay, this is POSX lead. So 5 million USD more, and we are $1 billion in sacrifice in this POSX sacrifice phase. So what are my predictions for the day that PulseX and PulseChain is going to be launched? Don't forget, I've said it earlier, the date of the launch is going to be on February 25th or so. Well, we anticipate February, okay? So that's when PulseX or PulseChain is going to launch. So anticipate that. So, but what will happen that day? How are things going to play out that day? Well, we have to consider those who are going to be in the market that day. Well, we have holders who have their bags in POSX, and we have those who are holders too who have their bags in POSChain. If you look at this POSX sacrifice on POSXlead.com here, you will see we have tons of sacrifice here. Look at this man. He has 1 billion of this sacrifice point. So that means he's going to have 1 billion of this coin. So we have so many whales in this POSX sacrifice actually. So what does this portend? The total sacrifice point, as you can see at the top here, is around is this 17 trillion, I think? Yeah. Now. So this is 70 trillion, yeah. So what does this mean? What will happen? Now, if you want to recollect what Richard Hart said in one of his videos, he said that before the breach, when the PulseChain mainnet is finally launched, don't forget we currently have the PulseChain testnet going on at the moment. In case you have not seen it, you can go and read about that on Pulse. Come on, PulseChain.com. Okay, you can go to PulseChain.com. If you go to PulseChain.com, you can read about how to test the testnet. The testnet is already live if you're not aware of that. So by the time the mainnet is going to be launched, basically like RH said, which is Richard Hart, the PulseChain and PulseX mainnet is going to be launched at the same time. So by the time these two coins are launched, which is PulseX and PulseChain, what will happen that day? What will happen on that day? For me, I'm looking forward to that day. I can't wait for that day to come. And I already have my own plan and strategy of what I will do that day. Basically, I'm not that invested in PulseChain when the sacrifice was done. So I'm invested in PulseX, of course. So what I would likely want to do is to get some of the PulseChain. I think a lot of people on PulseX who hold a lot of PulseX want to do the same thing. They want to lay their hands on PulseChain on that day. Well, must it be on that day when the PulseChain mainnet will be launched? Basically, a lot of people in this ecosystem may not pay attention to that day as being the day when Pulse Chain and PulseX lead and PulseX mainnet is going to be launched. So basically, we'll have some people who will not be aware that it was going to be launched on that 25th. But a lot of people will be aware because they have their money in this project. So this is my understanding of how things will likely play out that day. I want you to remember that. Do you remember that Pulse Chain sacrifice was, I think it was done around July last year or so? Okay. Now imagine some people got loan to enter into this sacrifice. Then some people borrowed money from friends. Some people used their savings for that sacrifice, and they need money now. They are broke. They are in need of serious money. So on that day when Pulse Chain mainnet will launch, basically they cannot change their coin into fiat. On that day, they cannot sell it into other currency. They cannot change it into other coin such that they will be able to sell and get the money to their account and use the money for whatever reasons they want to use it. So basically, there is no bridge yet as at the day this Pulse Chain and PulseX mainnet is going to launch. So those who we expect that may likely want to sell, who are the people who have actually borrowed money, who felt their money has stayed too long in this project, who want to just dump at profit and move on with their life, they are not going to be able to sell. So basically, these people are not going to sell. Many people in Pulse Chain network are not going to sell because they are not changing to fiat. So they have no reason to sell. So basically, there's not going to be any pressure to sell on Pulse Chain, okay, tokens. So now we have whales too on Pulse Chain. They won't have any pressure to sell on that day when the mainnet will launch before the bridge comes into place. Okay. Now, is there going to be any sell pressure from Pulse Chain area? Well, the only sell pressure I think will happen, which I don't call pressure, I feel it's just a small sales that will happen that day. There will be some selling of the Pulse Chain, and this will be due to the fact that some people invested all their money into the Pulse Chain sacrifice, or a lot of their money in Pulse Chain sacrifice, and they got to think about the PulseX buyback and burn mechanism, and they felt, guys, let me diversify. Let me put 50% in PulseX and let me put 50% in Pulse Chain. So there will be some people, not that much, few people who may want to diversify a little bit and want to buy Pulse Chain. And in my own opinion, for PulseX is going to face a lot of sell pressure. Yes, because there are a lot of people who miss out on Pulse Chain who want to get into Pulse Chain through PulseX. That's the truth. Like I said I was going to swap some for Pulse Chain. I don't know if I'm going to do it on the first day or I'm going to wait till bridge. But for now, I have a feeling that I need some PulseX so that when I'm doing transaction, I'll be able to pay this money. There will be a fee that will be deducted where they will pay validators and all that. So, and I think every one of us in this ecosystem, everyone who invested in maybe PulseX or Pulse Chain or X or whatever, and want to be on this network, you will need some Pulse to be able to carry out your transaction. So definitely that's bullish for Pulse Chain. So how I see it is that on that day of that launch, Pulse Chain will see some increment in its price. It's going to pump regardless, even though there's no value attached at that moment. When you compare the relation to PulseX in terms of value, the value will likely be hard because the market is being determined by supply and demand. So I believe that on that day, because of the fact that everyone wants to have some Pulse, the price of Pulse Chain will skyrocket. The second reason why Pulse Chain will pump that day is because we have a lot of people who were not aware of Pulse Chain at first, and they got to be aware of Pulse Chain, knowing that is the main token or the main project itself. They felt they missed out in it. They want to get into it. So the only way they can get into it is to get into PulseX. So they bought a lot of PulseX in anticipation of swapping some for Pulse Chain. So for that reason, there will be more buy pressure on Pulse Chain. But there's another trick. There's a funny thing to this area, I want you to pay attention. Please make sure you watch this video to the end because I'm going to explain the side of PULSEX too. Now, I've already said it that first of all, PULSECHAIN is going to appreciate because a lot of people need PULSE. Every one of us need PULSE. Number two, because everyone want to get into PULSECHAIN, they want to get their hand into PULSECHAin, so they couldn't do that. So they had to do that by sacrificing for PULSEX. So they will definitely swap. So, and a lot of people seeing the price of PULSECHAin appreciating, they tend to quickly swap their PULSEX, and they see the value of PULSEX dropping. They want to, they fear, they are scared. They quickly change to PULSECHAin. That will also lead to more buy pressure, which is the FOMO spirit. But they are missing something out here. A lot of people want to get into this and they are missing something out. What are they actually missing out? Because as much people FOMO into PULSECHAin, PULSEX continue to drop, isn't it, in value in relation to PULSECHAin. The truth of the matter is that when PULSECHAin appreciates like we are predicting now, like I'm predicting, you cannot sell those if the appreciation cannot be sold, okay? So it's just going to be appreciating by numbers in relation to PULSEX. So PULSEX will drop in value, isn't it? Do you know one thing? According to human behavior, I feel once people see that PULSECHAin has pumped to some extent, for those who have invested so much in it, and for those who are very smart, on that day, those who already bought PULSECHAin, what they will just do is this. They will watch and let the price go up in relation to PULSEX. And once it gets to a particular top, they may sell half of it for that cheap PLX, okay, PULSEX, because that's an opportunity for them to edge their position too. They can even sell half of their PLS because they already gain on that PLS and sell it for PULSEX because PULSEX is already low, okay. So it's going to be very interesting because this is very interesting. So for those who are smart about it, because if the ratio at the point of launch is around like, let's say 50 PULSEX for PULSECHAin, and before you know it, before the next day, we see 1,000 PULSEX for one PULSECHAin. Come on, a lot of these guys there who are smart enough should sell half of their PULSECHAin and use it to buy PULSEX at low point. Don't forget that the way people are buying and selling, a particular fee is being generated and is being sent to a particular wallet that will carry out the buy and burn mechanism, such that when the bridge eventually opens, there will be a lot of sell pressure on PULSECHAin itself, and there will be a lot of buy pressure on PULSEX because people will feel that the price of PULSEX is low. And don't forget, people will see the wallet where the amount that will be used to burn has been going to, and possibly the burning may not have been done then. So when people see this and they calculate it, a lot of people want to rush into PULSEX at a very cheap price, so that once the burning is done, they can also gain the appreciation on that hand after having gained temporary appreciation on PULSECHAin. And I can tell you that a lot of people, if PULSECHAin, like I'm predicting that if PULSECHAin grows so high, a lot of people will sell into PULSEX. They can even sell all their PULSECHAin into PULSEX. And once PULSEX regain traction too, they go back into PULSECHAin. It will be very, very interesting to see how that will go that day. So a lot of people, who missed, some people who missed the PULSEX sacrifice because they've already invested in PULSECHAin may create a little bit of buy pressure on PULSEX, but the buy pressure will be more on PULSECHAin. That's a fact. So when people see that PULSEX is very, very low, a lot of people will FOMO back into a lot of smart guys who have gained on PULSECHAin will buy some of the PULSEX at a very cheap price, and this will lead to appreciation of this at the price of PULSEX. And when some people see that PULSEX 2 is pumping, they will want to come into PULSEX. Don't forget that while this activity is taking place, people selling and buying, the amount of money inside the buy and burn wallet will continue to grow, whereby from this wallet is where the buyback and burn is going to be happening. So the truth of the matter on that day is that the whales who bought PULSEX will not sell. I'm very sure of that. They won't sell when the mainnet get launched, when there's no bridge yet. Why would they not sell? Because why should they sell? Yeah, why should they sell when they can get a better deal when there is breach, when the breach comes in? You know, if the whales go ahead and say they want to sell, if the whales sell into PLS, we'll have more maybe stable coins in the wallet that will do the buy and bond this thing. So basically, the reason why I'm saying they won't sell is this. On the day that the bridge will be launched, now this prediction is for before bridge, but when the bridge is finally done, this is what will happen. We'll see a lot of sell pressure on PLS because a lot of people have sacrificed with the money they borrow, with their life savings and all that, and for almost a year, you know, how many months now they've sacrificed for PULSECHAIN. So they want to sell some, they want to gain some money, you know, all that. There will be more sell pressure on PULSECHAIN. Meanwhile, on PULSEX, it hasn't been long when the sacrifice was launched, so the pressure there will be less. So these whales will not want to sell until that time when there's a huge sell pressure on PULSECHAin, and they will see that as opportunity. And don't forget that the huge pressure, sell pressure on PULSECHAin or buy pressure on PULSECHAin means a lot of good for PULSEX. PULSEX does not care regardless. PULSEX is just like you are selling short or you are buying long if you are trading. So whether the market is going up or coming and you are making money. So that's how PULSEX is. So the sacrifice, the amount of money, the fee that has been charged for the buy and bond of PULSEX continue to increase. I mean, the value of the token or the stable coins that we have to buy and bond, to buy back and bond PULSEX continue to increase due to this pressure, whether they are selling PULSEX or they are buying PULSEX. So a smart whales will not want to sell until maybe after the bridge, whereby we have even more mammoth pressure of buying and selling, generating more money or more stable coin such that will be used to buy back and bond. So I think this is very, very clear to us. So although momentarily or the first time, immediately the mainnet is launched, I think for me, I'll be patient and see how the market goes. If the ratio of PULSECHAin to PULSEX is more than 2 to 1, I don't think I'm going to swap my PULSEX for PULSECHAin. I'd rather wait till when the bridge will be open, because when the bridge opens, we'll have more sell pressure on PULSECHAin. I might be wrong, but a lot of people, one thing I know is that whether we like it or not, there was going to be a point in time as it is that PULSEX will flip PULSECHAin if the tokenomics is stick to, if the buyback and bond is done and not at the end of the day there's a change of voice or something. If they stick to their tokenomics and follow the buyback and bond, definitely I know that PULSEX will appreciate to a point whereby it either be equal with PULSECHAin or be more than PULSECHAin, or such that it flip PULSECHAin momentarily. So whoever want to swap at that point can do so. And don't forget, even by then, the pressure to buy and sell from one hand to another on PULSECHAin continues. So more money comes into PULSEX in terms of reducing the total supply in the market. So guys, this is my own prediction for what will happen on that day. If you wish to buy PULSECHAin, I would advise you to wait, or if you want to do it, if the ratio is okay, whereby we have like 1 to 1, you may want to swap. Even if it's 2 to 1, you may still swap, in my own opinion, because there's a lot of airdrop coming up on PULSECHAin, and that's another reason why PULSECHAin will pump on that first day, because a lot of projects launching on PULSECHAin are giving airdrop or for people that are holding PULSECHAin. So a lot of people are missing out on those airdrop now, and they are seeing it and they want to lay their hands on some PULSECHAin so that subsequent airdrop they will be able to get it. So these are some of the reasons why PULSECHAin will pump hard on the day of launch. So if you are holding PULSECHAin, what you can do on that day is, after reaching the peak of that pump that day, make sure you sell and buy the PULSEX that is very, very cheap, that has dumped. So that's the best strategy I would advise anyone to go into. Don't be too scared to sell. Make sure you sell some into PULSEX, and once PULSEX appreciates again and PULSECHAin is stagnant or stable, you can now move your PULSEX and swap it for PULSECHAIN again. That's the only way you can gain before the bridge comes in. And for the fact that I said earlier that those on PULSECHAIN will not want to sell, so how do people now buy? Where do they get their coin? Don't forget there's going to be an automated market maker, AMM, that will mint some coins that will make it possible for people to buy and to sell. So there's going to be liquidity in the market for the first launch, the mainnet launch before the bridge. So guys, this is my own prediction for the launch day. Please let me know what you feel about this prediction in the comment section. Please express yourself. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. There's more of this wonderful video about PULSECHAIN, PULSEX that will be coming up on this channel. In case you miss out, in case you are just here and you don't know what this is all about, what I'm saying is all about, the PULSEX, the PULSECHAIN sacrifice and all that, please go ahead and check some of my previous video. You will see the reason. I've already drawn a price prediction initially. You can go and watch that too. That's a little bit of a long-term prediction. But for the launch day prediction, this is my price prediction for the launch day. It's not, I'm not stating any price, but I'm trying to let you know what to play out on the day of the mainnet launch of both PULSECHAIN and PULSEX. So thank you very much guys for watching this video. Please like, make sure you subscribe. See you again. Thank you.